Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here again at Toncoin, seeing what's going on. I got a lot of requests for this one. Figure I'd cover it. Future reference, I do have a request section in my Discord if you're familiar. So go ahead and check that out. This is a request from Cassio. Thank you, Cassio. Appreciate that. Also, a quick congrats to our community members for some significantly good profit here from Bitcoin. Good 20% there. Solana 22% and Near Protocol 30%. Those are all shorts at this point, which are still in profit, which is fantastic. So congrats again to our community for that. Let's go and double check Ton and kind of see where we're at here with liquidation first. It's important to recognize back-end data before you jump into the charts, because a lot of times liquidation levels will occur at specific key levels like resistances and supports, and it just helps to understand where that's at. So we zoom out, more so zoom in this last 7 days worth of liquidation. We can see there's a concentration somewhere in the range of about 6.5 upward to 6.7. So 650 to 670 lower level liquidation, and about 760 is that higher upper level that is essentially more intensified. But if we do take a look at the bigger picture here, again, more so zooming out in the last month, it's a bit of a spread, but there's a lot of liquidation on the downside, implying that longs are in profits and that they should have secured profit by now. I don't know. It's just crazy to me how many longs will hold on for too long. Same thing with shorts too, don't get me wrong. You can totally do that in both directions, but what I'm getting at is there's more liquidation on the downside than the upside. Just note this $7.90 to $8 range is somewhat of a resistance that's above the more recent highs, because again, generally speaking, you're going to find liquidation levels above recent highs because of double tops and essentially just retesting that resistance. So just some things to kind of know. So let's look at the daily time frame, work our way down, see where we're at here. Again, Ton is a big coin, no pun intended there as far as size or weight, but generally speaking, it's been up for a while, right? So retracement would also make sense considering we're retesting these lower levels here. We got this area here and this area here. Essentially, you could argue that's a double bottom or some kind of, pattern, but generally speaking, it's just simple as the fact that it's retesting its more recent lows. You exclude this one aggressive candle wick here. So let's take a look at the moving averages. First of all, we're below the 20 and the 50. I do not like taking longs into that. I want to be above that before I take a trade with that. The reason why is because it's not a confirming factor. Being below that is a resistance. We're also under 50 on the RSI, and stochastic, while it's trying to swing up, it's having difficulty, and MACD is pretty much plateaued. So even though there's momentum to the downside and it's slowing down, there's no consideration for a long here based on the macro, because it doesn't seem like it wants to jump back or return fire or any of those things. So for the most part here, minus the 100-day SMA, we don't really have a lot of support below us. So it's not a good sign there. While we could actually, let's do this here really quick. In fact, let's zoom out a little bit and kind of see if there's any other areas of support. There is technically some lower levels here from before that I have lines drawn out. I believe these are 4-hour candlestick closures, about $6.15/$6. So there's an area there where we could have some support. That's like that psychological support at that nice round number of $6. But again, not a lot between here and there. So take a look at the 4-hour. We're below all moving averages, generally unfavorable. We take a look at TD sequential. We bottomed out at a 9, rallied back up to a 6 here and having some difficulty getting back up. If you do take a look at this chart and you compare it with Bitcoin, let's see how comparable it is. It is not similar at all. Very dissimilar here. And while it's rallying back here today a little bit, Bitcoin rejecting off at 67,000 really pushed the price down pretty hard for it. So honestly, I don't really foresee a significant consideration for a long here. There's literally no reasons to take a long. Once again, we're under 50 on the RSI. MACD, while it's converging, this is a very weak convergence. We're already topped out on the stochastic RSI. So generally speaking here at this point, if we see a second stochastic top or divergence essentially, then at that point that'd be a good consideration for a short. Right now it's still a little premature in my opinion. We do take a look at the hourly though. We can confirm here that we are still below the cloud. While the conversion line's above the baseline, lagging spans free and clear, those are favorable signs, we're still under that key level resistance. So me personally, I don't see any reason to take a long position with this coin. The one good caveat here is that we do have a bullish backtest of the descending trend line. Okay, so again, generally you're going to see the price action continue higher when you see that, because of the simple fact that we broke through this descending trend. It's establishing a higher high now, just above the more recent point of control at 695. So if we do close at just say $6.95 to $7 today, then Ton might have a decent chance at recovering and continuing higher. Between now and then, it's probably best to presume it'll continue lower, just based on the overall sentiment here. We're below a lot of resistances, and there's no real reason to, just kind of take a long for, in the dark, so to speak. anytime I take a long position, I want to have confirmation, at least on multiple time frames. And there isn't a single thing here, minus a smaller time frame, telling us, hey, we might have a shift in momentum starting. That's not enough to take along. That, in conjunction with Bitcoin likely pulling back here further, I think it's probably best to presume that the ton will go down. I'll post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If you're not familiar already, I have that available for you there. I would recommend Discord over that because we have a lot of good features here. To my community members, make sure you reference our trade alerts section. I provide you with specific entry targets and exit targets and just basically all-in considerations of trades that I'm planning to take here in the near future. So if you want to be kind of in the know on the trade signals that I send out that end up like this, you want to kind of maybe follow that. So make sure I think you can right click on browse channels and hit show all channels, or go into the channels and make sure that you enable every one of them here. Okay, so again, follow category, just make sure you do that. All right. Hope that made sense and I described that correctly. Thanks again so much for your time. Look forward to working with you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.